This is New at 6, a check-in with Portland's new mayor. Keith Wilson's been on the job for just over a month now. KATU's Angelica Thornton talked with him Friday for his first sit-down television interview since taking office. It was a 40-minute conversation. KATU will bring you segments throughout the week before we post the entire interview on our YouTube page. And tonight we begin with how Wilson ended up at City Hall and what sets him apart from his predecessor.
Let's talk about how you got to City Hall. First, why? A lot of people watching this are probably going to think, why would anyone want that job, especially now?
You know, it comes from who I am, and, you know, I'm Portland through and through. I went to a concert with my first grade classmate on Wednesday. So, I mean, this is who I am. These are my neighbors. I'd say we have about 1 to 2 degrees separation of everybody in this city. But if you want to know why I arrived here, my brother was homeless 20 years ago, suffered from mental illness and addiction. My parents and I had the ability to care for him, and I'm still caring for him today. 6 years ago, I'm operating one of the highest performing transportation companies in the nation, and I look around the city and I didn't recognize it anymore. I see people living and suffering and dying on our streets. I jumped in, started learning how I can help, and it just led me from one step to the other, and that led me to be mayor. But I want you to know, it hasn't changed. I ran into a high school classmate last Thursday, suffering mental illness and unsheltered homelessness. I was doing what's called a homeless count. Do you see? My North Star hasn't changed. If anything, I'm more galvanized, more serious, more focused on caring for Portland, because these are my neighbors and my friends I grew up with.
Let's talk about how you grew up, born and raised in Portland. While people have joked that you look a lot like Ted Wheeler, you are very different. You have very different backgrounds. He's the heir to a timber fortune. Yeah. He went to Stanford, Columbia, Harvard. You're the first person in your family to attend college, right? Yeah. Portland Community College, Oregon State, the University of Portland. How do you think that childhood, that life shaped who you are today?
Oh, it's formative. But I want to go back to your first question about Ted Wheeler. Yes, we kind of look alike. In fact, I keep joking that Ted left his 3/4 zips in his closet, and I'm just continuing to wear them. So if we look alike,
he gave you his wardrobe.
If we look and dress alike, sorry about that, but it is what it is. No, there are a lot of differences.
But you come from a working class neighborhood in North Portland. So how did that help shape who you are?
Yeah, I've always been driven. I run hot. My mother and father, great people. You know, my father was an orphan. Mom never knew her father. They found each other, an incredibly strong relationship. They built an incredibly strong nucleus around our neighborhood. My father, no, my brothers graduated from high school. I did, so that's the first milestone. I put myself through college, jumped on a plane and started my career in New York City, traveled around the world, came back here because this is the best city in the world. And so I wanted to really make and stake my claim here, and succeeded from a professional standpoint. And then I firmly expect, with the city's help and my colleagues, to succeed as mayor as well. But you're right, we are very different, both driven, but definitely hard scrabble on my part. You know, nothing really given, but if somebody did give me something, advice or opportunity, I took it. And that's what really led me to this opportunity to interview with you today.
Mayor Wilson ran on the ambitious promise of ending unsheltered homelessness within a year. And tomorrow night, Angelica and the mayor will dive into how he plans to do just that and whether anything has changed since he took office.